Well, still in Parliament, the minority in Parliament are vowing to fight the EC every step of the way if it pushes through its plans to ditch the indelible ink for the 2024 election. The minority and their mother party, the NDC, say the decision will be a recipe for chaos. Minority leader Dr. Elato Forson says his side and other well-meaning Ghanaians will not allow the EC to plunge the nation into chaos.
Mr. Speaker, the announcement by the Electoral Commission that it is doing away with indelible ink from the electoral process must be of great concern to all of us in this chamber. Right Honourable Speaker, this announcement by the Electoral Commission constitutes an attack on the integrity of Ghana's electoral process and poses a great danger to our democracy. This Electoral Commission enjoys taking unwholesome decisions, being disruptive, fancies courting public disaffection, and enjoys being roundly condemned by right-thinking Ghanaians. The use of indelible ink in our electoral process does no harm to the conduct of free and fair elections in the Republic of Ghana. In fact, indelible inks add another layer to the integrity of the elections by ensuring that voters are visibly, transparently, and physically verified in addition to the biometric verification system. Indelible ink has not only become a feature of our elections in the Fourth Republic, but is also a time-tested method of easily identifying persons who have already cast their ballot and therefore helps to easily prevent multiple voting. It also helps in building confidence in the conduct of elections and add to the credibility and integrity of our elections. The fact that biometric verification devices is part of the electoral process is not good enough reason for the Electoral Commission to do away with the indelible ink. This is because, Mr. Speaker, when the biometric verification device fails, indelible ink on the voter's finger provides the surest way to identify a person who has already voted. Mr. Speaker, we will not countenance the elimination of the indelible ink from the electoral process. We will not. And let the Electoral Commission read our lips. We will not. Mr. Speaker, touch wood. We will not allow the electoral process to be done without indelible ink.
Well, Dr. Elato Forson also says they are opposed to proposed change in the election date from December 7 to November.
The general elections on the horizon. The Electoral Commission and those behind it has announced their intention to change the date of this general election from December to November. Let me say it here and now that the NDC Minority Caucus in Parliament will not support any change at this time. We will not support the change of the date from December to November for elections. This is because there are more pertinent and pressing issues that require the immediate attention of the Electoral Commission than a change of date for the general election. As I speak, Mr. Speaker, the Electoral Commission is yet to release the calendar for the 2024 election. The EC must focus on all its energy and attention on the provision of the 2024 election calendar than a change of date. Mr. Speaker, if the Electoral Commission decides to embark on a comprehensive and meaningful reforms after the 2024 elections, in consultation with political parties and other faith-based organizations, Mr. Speaker, we, the NDC minority in Parliament, may reconsider our position. But in the meantime, Mr. Speaker, we stand opposed to the change of the date for elections and all reforms that has been proposed by the Electoral Commission. For now, we will not support the Electoral Commission's decision to change the date for the 2024 general elections.
But in a very rare show of bipartisanship, the majority leader, Osei Chairman Sabonso, also urged the EC to backtrack on the decision to ditch the indelible ink.
They are signaling not to use indelible ink in the next elections. Mr. Speaker, I raised the matter after the conduct of the disassembly elections, and I agree with my colleague that they may have to revisit the matter, in particular because the database of the Electoral Commission, as far as some of us do know, don't talk to one another. The database for the regions talk to themselves. So you cannot vote in, let's say, Swami, and then run to Offensive North to vote. You'll be caught up because there is synchronized, but they don't go beyond the regions. So it is possible for one person to vote in Accra and dash to Bole to cast his or her vote. So, Mr. Speaker, to that extent, to the extent that the database is not talking in the various regions are not talking to themselves, it's important that we further guarantee any abuse, preventing any abuse of the system by resorting to the use of indelible ink. In the course of the MPP elections, the indelible ink was applied. What, however, I saw was that the ink that was applied was not fast enough. You could easily rub it. So we are appealing to the Electoral Commission to reintroduce it and also ensure that the ink that they apply is very fast